Beloved, welcome back to another episode of Refuel. I'm Daniel, the life group and the young adult pastor, and we're picking back up on that series Mixtape, our study through the book of Psalms with Psalm 16, specifically verses 5 through 8. Now, before I go any further, if you're watching Refuel through our website, you can actually find discussion questions by clicking resources. If you're on our YouTube, you can scroll down to the video description and you can find a link to those questions as well. It's just another great resource to help you dig into what we talk about each week here at Refuel. Now, switching gears, I want to share with you that when my lovely bride and I first got married 9 years ago, we were truly like that old Bon Jovi song says, living on a prayer. And see, I was a broke college student finishing up with school, working small part-time jobs just to help us get by. And my lovely bride, Mary Grace, who was working as an RN while we were dating, wasn't allowed to work because her student visa had actually ended and we had just gotten married. And we were waiting for her permanent residence card to come in and all her paperwork to come in to allow her to go back to work as a nurse. And so going on dates was really a luxury for our first year of our marriage. And if Mary Grace and I wanted to go on a date night, we would literally scrounge up all the coins that we could find. And when we finally found enough coins, we would always go to the Dollar Theater near campus and then go to Mixtape. That's the way that Filipinos call McDonald's, and order a couple things off the dollar menu. And let me tell you, man, if I could go back and relive any of my date nights with my lovely bride, Mary Grace, on the top of the list would be scrounging up coins and to be able to go to Dollar Theater and Mixtape again. Those are truly, really dear memories for us because we didn't really have much, but because we didn't have much, we were acutely aware of what we did have. We were blessed to be able to spend time together, investing in one another, and had enough dimes and quarters to watch a movie and fill our stomachs. And so I was so thankful for that. In this season, many of the things that we have looked towards for joy and happiness have really been stripped away. The things that we thought we could look towards for a sense of security and hope are no longer there. We are really at a point where we're asking ourselves, where can I find joy? Where am I going to find security? Where am I going to find hope? Psalm 16 verses 5 through 8 really helps to answer those questions. These words that David says in these verses are incredible statements of faith of where our blessings come from. It comes through our relationship with God. Picking up at verse 5, Psalm 16 verse 5 says, Lord, you alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. And what an incredible statement that David makes right here, showing us this image that's amazing. He is saying that the way in which God provides is completely abundant, and there is zero fear of lacking anything. That we never have to worry about God's blessing running out on us. Even in our times of fear, we know that we are secure because God guards all that is yours. Beloved, when you know that you're in a right relationship with God, you never need to worry if God is for you or not. Look at the next image that David shares with us in verse 6. It says, the land you have given me is a pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance. This is an ancient Near Eastern cultural reference to property border. David is pretty much saying that he is looking at his lot in life, and I can say that I've drawn out a pretty good standard for myself. The land you have given me is a pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance is what David says. This ancient Near Eastern expression that is used to convey the markings out of a property. And David uses this expression to say that he is looking at the landscape of his life and sees God's provision throughout it all. That's why in even the difficult moments, even in times of uncertainty, we have hope because we know that we have the favor of God because of our relationship with him. Verses 7, 8, David goes on to say, I will bless the Lord who guides me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. When David is speaking about his inheritance in the Lord, this is a powerful statement where he declares that he knows that this trust fund that he has been given by God will never run out. It will never run dry. His blessing will never cease to meet our every need. Listen. Any one of us that has a relationship with God can live with confidence that God's provision over our lives will never run out because the whole foundation of our faith is the good news of how God has provided for us in the ultimate way in King Jesus. David's words are words of assurance, comfort, security, and blessing for any one of us that has a relationship with God. Beloved, it does not come down to us having everything put together, not us figuring out God, not us striving hard to be good enough to merit his favor through our own moral efforts. What it comes down to is us understanding and coming to God saying that I am in complete need of you. I am totally reliant on you, God. I need your grace and your mercy if I'm going to have a relationship with you, God. It's all about what you have done to meet me in the midst of my brokenness. That is exactly what the good news is all about, beloved. What the gospel is all about, that the Lord, King Jesus, willingly laid down his life so that our sin could be forgiven and that anyone that believes in him and calls upon his name will be saved. And now we're able to live in this newness of life that he gives us. That is our hope when we have a relationship with God. And see, maybe you're that person. Maybe you're that believer out there, and this time has been really difficult, and it seems like you're living on a prayer, and you're scrounging up every penny that you can find just to get by. What I want to tell you is that I've been there. I've been there. And trust me, God's grace will be enough. He will provide for you. Look to him in faith. Beloved, we are not saved by grace through faith to go live our life on our own. Keep looking to King Jesus with faith. One day at a time, you can trust him to provide. He sees you and he is with you. This is an incredible time for all of us to really be real with our faith. That's one of the biggest reasons I have really truly loved this series, Mixtape. So much of the Psalms shows the psalmists being real and honest with God about their doubts and about their fears and about their situations and what they feel about it. Listen, a lot of times we can make our faith about showing up to events or playing a part or going through the motions. That does not do us any good at times like this. With this said, this is an incredible moment to get real and demonstrate who we really trust. Let's put our trust in the Lord, for he will never disappoint. Oftentimes, it is the difficult seasons that help to sharpen our view and our appreciation of what we truly have in King Jesus. And what is that? Well, David says that at the end of this psalm in verses 9 through 11. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety, for you will not leave my soul among the dead or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. Beloved, even in a season of difficulty, God will never disappoint. We have all that we could ever need in him.
Guys, if you've been enjoying these videos, I want to ask that you like this video, maybe leave a comment and subscribe. But most importantly, hit that bell for notifications for a new refuel.